I hope you can hear me. Well, I decided to do a live so I do not have to edit, as Miss Cheryl say. Just out here enjoying the and just doing some I guess you could say repotting, potting. So yeah, I hope everybody's having a good time. I'm not gonna probably be looking at the camera as much. I do have my phone so I can see if anybody comes in. But I decided to do this here anyway. So what I'm doing right now, I am repotting. Well, I took those little dead roses out. So I'm gonna plant my little sweet williams up in here, and hopefully they give them a good chance of surviving. They're perennials. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna take this big container that the roses was in, and I'm gonna put that over, put them up in here. So we're gonna see how that works for them. I'm on spring break, guys. This is what I'm doing. Hope I don't kill them. Whew. I don't know how this is gonna turn out, guys, but I'm trying it. Uh, whew. Okay. So I promised I was gonna repot this fig tree. I don't know if it's gonna bounce back. I really don't know. But I have a bucket here. I already put the holes in it. And I'm gonna add soil to it and repot these cuttings. I really don't know what I'm supposed to mix with it, but what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take these cuttings out of here. They was in this perlite, and so I'm gonna mix this perlite up into this container with the soil. And I got some blood meal over here. Guys, I one and you realize you have so much to get started in planning. So I got some blood meal here. I keep in a little coffee can. I want to start my potatoes. I'm debating if I need to wait. So you guys can see what I did. I just added soil and just put some blood meal in there. I just kept the perlite because I didn't have any more of those. Well, it. I'm gonna chop these, not chop. I'm gonna take these leaves off. Uh, it did anyway. I personally don't know if that's gonna help it or hurt it. Hi, Homestead Aquarius. I'm looking at my phone. I'm sorry. So this is that fig tree. I'm gonna see if it's gonna catch again because it did catch once before, but it's been in the house for so long and I just want it to grow back. So we're gonna see how that goes. So that's one step, one project that I set out to do today. And I just potted my sweet Williams up um, to see if it's gonna. So that's a good thing. Yes, it's a sunny day. Um, I'm out here while I'm doing little projects. You know, I have my seedlings out here catching that air and catching the wind so they can get weather ready. My petunias, I've already, excuse me, I added more soil to it. They had already caught, but it wasn't enough soil in the pot. I wanted to make sure my stock will have enough soil so when they bloom out, they don't fall out because they're not catching nothing. But anyway, I'm not doing really anything. I just decided to go live so I didn't have to edit this video because I didn't know how long I was gonna actually be on. And a lot of people go on later, and I'm on spring break, so I was like, why not? So I watered everything yesterday. I really don't think I need to actually, well, I guess I can water this here. My husband is gonna die. He gonna be like, girl, what do you got on this porch? So I will give them a drink of water. It's not like they lacking any moisture, but I did add some blood meal to the pot. So I want them to have a good chance of survival. Okay, so there's one project out of the way. What else? I left my cool weather stuff out here. I do need to go to the garden itself to do some things, but I can do that off camera. Just gonna add some steaks into the bed. I really can't wait until it's time I can put my basil out. My basil is looking so good, guys. So good. And it's time to harvest the rosemary. Now, it's something that I do want to do, but I'm debating. Now, these are my potatoes. I do want, now these are the ones that I kept at home. I allowed to grow its chits on it. But I do have 2 bags of seed potatoes. Two, I guess you call it bags. And they're ready to plant as well. These are the red tomato potatoes. I keep saying tomato. And they have some really, I got like 3 of these. And I know, I don't know if you can see that, but they're ready to be planted. And when I said they got some good shits on them, look at that one, guys. Oh man. And I think I am going to plant them. I really wanted to have some compost, and I might have to go. I might have to go and buy some. But I can tell you, they're so ready to be planted that I'm just look at that chit on this one. So, and I have my I guess you say Idaho potatoes in here, and these are the ones I did at home. And when I peeped in, open these, and I've been having these about maybe 2 months, a month, 2 months, somewhere up in there. So this is the first time I'm opening them. Yeah, it do. You have to be careful on how you say that word because it may come out the wrong way. So, ooh, let me take these gloves off. I have a lot of things that I need to I'm sorry. I was sharing the video too. Yeah, you have to be careful how you say that word. That word there is it's a little dangerous. But I was opening up my seeded potatoes Yeah, I hope no worms or nothing that's in here because you know I'm scared. And all of these are so ready. The chits are coming out of the bag. So I may have to go ahead and get them started, even though I felt like I wasn't ready because I really wanted to make sure I had some compost and some peat moss and to go in my bags. But I may have to do away with not having them just to get them started. Anyway, I'm just enjoying this day. I'm on spring break. I'm not going anywhere unless I go to the something gardenings. And let me see how these chicks are. Yeah, I know a lot of my coworkers probably going be coming out, so I gotta really get them ready. All the potatoes are ready to be something. I put it like that. And I was considering using my little bags here. Now I used the 5 gallon bags, and these are 5 gallons, I think, you know. And this will be the first time I use them, and they have the peekaboo opening. And I'm really thinking hard about using these because it's just time for them to get started. And I have 3 of them. So what perfect way to use them is this. Now I did want to use my I have 2 other grow bags with the 4 compartment, like 4x4, and I really thought about using that, but that calls for more soil, and I am debating because once you get these potatoes started, you don't want to be messing around with it. Now I don't know what I'm going to use that for. My 2 grow bags like that, grow beds, because they're not bags, they're beds. But I'm thinking because I have so many um, things already, it's just to use the smaller ones. I don't. I just feel like I'm not being productive if I'm not planning something, or I don't know, guys. So I hope everybody is enjoying their day. We are having great weather right now. I think Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or Friday, Saturday, Sunday, somewhere up in now. I know the weekend we're supposed to get some rain. I don't know about they giving it like 20% here, 20% there, like prior to the weekend. So I kind of want to get things planted um while I have the good weather. And then we do have our highs are like high 70s. Friday, I think it's supposed to be like 80. We have some lows at 60, and we will have some 40 lows, but that's like the weekend because we'll get the high will be like 60 something. So I'm trying to make sure I plant stuff that's not going to get weather damage or anything like that. So that's one of the reasons why I'm taking advantage. And also, I just need to get room. I need to get space. I need to get this stuff out the house. Um, I'm not gonna plant my tomatoes. I actually thought about it, and I might still go and plant 1 or 2 out there, um, and just see what happens. I got a lot of tomatoes, so I'm not saying I just wanted them to die, but this is Texas, so anything can happen. And I thought about it because I do have 3 5 gallon buckets that I haven't put holes in yet. So the nights that it's supposed to get a little colder, which is be like 40 something, I would just put the buckets on top of them and just kind of go from there. Like 2 weeks before our so-called last frost, and you know that that can go anyway. We can not have a last frost at all. We probably have frost, or we could get one even after that date. So you kind of gotta, with Texas, you kind of gotta play around with the weather. It's just crazy. So that's what I'm doing. I've already planted some radishes out there, my beans, peas. They're gonna have to go for what they know. Things got to get the growing. Now, I'm not trying to waste my money, but I'm not trying to waste time either. Because again, if you live in 8B, at least this part of Texas, the weather just not consistent. So you gotta feel your thing. Another thing I do want to show you, before I plant the potatoes, I got a little helper that will be added to the garden family, and I'm really, really excited. And that is something that I will be working on between now and um, the summer. I say the summer. I'm gonna stretch it like that because anything can happen. Say hello so I know you're here. Um, but let me show you. So, for those that know, I've been struggling since the start of my garden career. So, what I have here is an addition to hopefully help me get more water to my garden. I don't have a water spigot. So, you guys know back there, I have my water tower that I've been collecting rainwater for over a year, and it's still not filled to the top. But I'm going to take what I have right now and just keep building to it, and hopefully I can get it filled regular enough. Why we don't get water? Um, it's not easy collecting water in that thing. I can tell you that. So here is the water hose. I know that's not much, but what I have here is a water transfer pump. So this I do know go this water hose go to one end, and on the other end it connects to my IBC tote. From there, I have this end where the water hose that I will be using will be on this side. So when this is on, it should help pump the water out. Where the water hose on my IBC tote, the first pressure will come through, but after that, it's kind of like it's not doing anything. So it doesn't have enough to keep pushing it. So I kept researching to see what else can I get to help that happen, because it's water in there. Why can I get water through my water hose? Well, it need help pumping that water still through that water hose. So I purchased a transfer pump for my IBC tote. So that should help a lot. So over the next coming weeks, you will see this being hooked up. I got a long you have to plug it in. They do have the ones that you could put look like jumper cables on or a battery, but this one here you have to plug up. So maybe in the near future I'll purchase the other one just in case we lose power or anything like that. I can still have access to it. Um, I did say I want to look into still getting a second IBC tote, and I think I'm still gonna do that. It's gonna be one of them spur of the moment things when I get it. Here you can get them for a decent price used, and that's how I got that one. So I'm gonna get another one. That's my goal, is to have at least two of them. Even though for whatever reason it takes forever to fill it up, and I'm not using regular tap water to fill it up. I am using rainwater, and that just tell you how much rain is coming through just to fill that up. So I do have to tweak my water tower again. Um, for what it is right now, it did a great job so far with getting the water into the tote, and that's what I was going for. So now my goal is to have a second tote. So when we really get into that real dry, it's a waltz. When we get into that really dry time of the summer, that I know I have water for my garden. And that's the purpose of the IBC totes, is for my garden. So that's that. I guess the next, and I do have, feeling like somebody crowding on me out, a stackables. So with this one, I'm gonna put my basil in it. I'm gonna stack them up, and it's just not ready time for the basil to come out. And I don't right now. I kind of don't want to put the basil in it. I might still put the basil in it, just leave it in the house like I had my herbs, but the herbs are not going back in at all. So that's a project I'm debating on if I'm going to do today, because I have like a list of things that I want to do. And so right now, what I'm going to get to doing, because there's so much I can do, and I don't want to take you to the garden right now. I am going to. I have a bucket of soil, garden soil, and seed starter mix. I'm going to actually. I'm not going to use my seed starter mix, but I'm not planning on starting extra seeds. I'm not gonna say I won't, but right now I'm not planning on it. So I'm gonna take this soil right here, and I'm gonna go ahead on and attempt to put some in one of these grow bags. I also have this grow bag here, and this is from a dollar store. For those that know about these, these are not they're not the best, but they are really big. So I'm really debating for this one here if I'm gonna put my red potatoes in it or what, because I'm really looking to have a good harvest from those red potatoes. So this here is like a debate thing, but right now I'm gonna use this soil here that I already have mixed up, and it's not a whole lot. And I'm gonna go ahead on and try to fill this bag up without spilling the stuff out. I got so much stuff around me, guys. Ugh, I feel like I'm gonna make a mess, and I hope I don't, because who wanna lose soil? Okay, it was enough to open. It was enough to what keep it open. So what I'm gonna do, I think, I think I'm gonna try my hand at these here, these little ones. I'm not gonna These are the seeded potatoes, red, white, and blue. So I'm gonna try my hand at planting these first in these containers because they're so little. Let me see if I can. Oh, that is so pretty. I can tell these are gonna be the blue ones. So I'm gonna go ahead and sit these in here. They're not that big. So I'm gonna probably sit them all in here. Hopefully that makes for a good potato. Um, this shit was coming out the thing. It was 6 altogether. Look at that. So I have a little more soil in here. I'm going to cover these up. You know, you're getting that deep concentration. I'm not trying to ignore anyone that's in here, but you're getting that deep concentration. So I got to add another bag on these here, and I do have a bag in the greenhouse, so I can do that later. But there we go. That's our first bag, and I still have this bag here. This bag of seeded potatoes, I definitely need to get out. Um, these, one of these are going to go into the third black container, and the other one will go into the big green bag. So, and I have six, three reds and three um, Idaho potatoes. So, yeah, because it's kind of, it's a little damp. It's not wet, but once I put the other soil on top of it, I would add a little bone meal and a little blood meal to the bag, and then go from there and let it do what it do. And by the time it's ready to add more soil to it, I'll bring you back on a video probably and show you where we at with that. Excuse me. Once I get all my other junk off the porch, I'm probably gonna have them on the porch until I add the soil to it. I don't know. My husband gonna die though. Okay. So let's see. What else do I have? Um, I really gotta get my mess up, guys. I have a mess on this porch. I can tell you that. And I gotta do these. Remember, I have three of these, so that's what I'm gonna do. These are going. I'm gonna go ahead and use these for potatoes because for those that didn't see, um, which I know you'll see, on the replay. These have the little opening, so as they're growing, you can always kind of peep. You can open it up, peep, and see if you have anything growing. So that's the good thing about these here. I've never used these before. I used the 5-gallon buckets at little peekaboo. So this will be the first time I used the little peekaboo thing, and I got it because it was at a reasonable price. So I say, hey, why not try it? You can sit right here. You'll be okay. This is the other grow bag, as I said before. So these are gonna be like all my potatoes thingies. My fig tree survive 40 degrees weather. I'm not sure making space. I still have my comfrey inside. I still have my moringas. My moringas are fine right now. I have my lemon trees inside. I still I have peppers still. I'm still waiting on them to just really get strong enough, pop through. I planted cucumbers, started cucumbers already. It's been like 2 days and they're already breaking through. So that's a good thing. they'll be ready like in the perfectest time to come outside. So I've been trying to decide on like where am I going to put my stuff. So right now, my new bed that I got together is going to be dedicated to my tomatoes, the beans that I planted in there. I'm telling you, right now I'm all about experimenting. Once I see my radishes popping through, then I'm probably going to go out there and see fast. And it's getting to that point where it's starting to heat up, but not like scorching hot. So I'm really thinking about not just direct sowing them into that bed, but I want to wait until my radishes pop up so I don't plant them on top of the little radishes. Um, Anything from now on that needs to be out is going to get direct sowed. And that's just what it is. I don't want to start anything else really inside. I don't have that kind of room. So, yeah. So what I do is I don't know how it's going to work if I take you to the garden, but I can take you over there to the garden. Before I do that, let me show you something. So, for those that is curious about what is this? Hey, hey. Look, guys, now, I started some Texas hot biscuits. If you watch, well, you'll see that in another video. I actually, that might be the video came out. But look, I hope you can see that. Now, I started this here 1/11/21. I started bringing these out. That one, I did this one here 1/11. Now, I don't know if this one here is kaput. Uh-oh. Love lady, don't do that. Get back in there. Because this gel, there we go. Now, I hope I didn't damage it, but the coating of the seed was still on it. So I actually just pulled it off and I actually slid the seedling itself out of the dirt, but I pushed it back in there. So hopefully it survived. If not, we do know this one here popped out. So that was a surprise. These here, let's see if I can get you one each. Okay, so a cherry tomato, and I can't really see, so I'm hoping you guys can see. And get to do a little watering for them, and of course my hibiscus, because I'm still gonna water it from the bottom because I don't want to add too much water. Not soak up these plants. I will put them on another plant. That's why it's good to check your stuff every day. You never know what you got going on. Shoot, I didn't even see that thing sticking up. So let me put that right back in this spot. And then I have, I'm sorry. So yeah, I want to show you them so you can actually start your tomatoes. It don't have to be a cherry tomato. It could be any tomato from another tomato. Get in some soil and covered it over, and it started back growing. So that was a good thing. Whew. So I'm gonna take you over to the garden. I don't know if the surface is gonna be okay or not, but we're gonna try it and we're gonna see what happens. Sorry for moving you too fast. Hold on. Yeah, so I've never went live in the garden before, so I don't know if it'll work or not. And I'm gonna show you some things I got going on in the garden. So yeah. I got these little things from the dollar store or Family Dollar or somewhere. I've never used these little things. They might end up being for my peppers because they're not that tall. If you use these before, tell me how they work for you because these things are pretty small. And I said this year that I wanted to try things that I had never tried before. I don't even know how to work this thing. You got to move this thing so many kind of ways. Oh Lord. Okay. So I can tell you right now, it's not going to be right here. Oh shucks. Anyway, so I guess it goes something like that. I don't know. I'm gonna figure it out. Let me see if you can see that. So I just stuck it in there, but you have to move it around. These here, I got me some steaks, and I looked on somebody else's video before I ever things get kind of tall, the plants. So I know ones that I've already, and this 4 sticks. So I'm thinking either I don't know if to use these or use these 5 foot tall. So I don't know which one to use because I've never used them before, but I know I have a crap load of tomatoes that's gonna start and be ready. Hi Erica. Hi Missy. Prevent leaks from what? Hi Angela's Garden. Angela Love Garden. I'm sorry. Hi Golden State Gardener. Just brought you out to the garden. Just kind of doing a little everything. This is just an all over you want to know it kind of live. I never went live in my garden before because it's always been rough. Let's see. Oh, I do have my tomato cages. Have 3 of these. But remember, I'm growing a crap load of tomatoes this year. So, because let me tell you something, I don't go live out here like that. And I don't know if my head chopped off. I don't know what's going on. And this stupid tripod don't like to stay up. So, I hope that's better. But yeah, Love Lady is like confused. I'm about to take this tarp off the greenhouse. I'm going to take the plastic off the greenhouse. Nothing that's going to be exposed will I be worried about. Whether I'm going to have 2 small bags of soil that I'm going to use for my potatoes, finish them up today. Anything that don't need to be in there is going to get thrown away because I need to get, number one, a new greenhouse cover. And right now I have in my cart a whole new greenhouse. Be ready for next winter itself. And I don't know how big it's going to be, but I know it's going to cover a nice amount of one side. Knowing I can't move this big joker here is about where I'm going to put it when I get it. So, and I don't want it back there where those beds at. Well, I can put them back there on this side. I am a chicken, so I don't want to go back there to where it's a possible anything can crawl on me. So, but let me take you around and hopefully I don't make you fall, so you can kind of see up close live. So right here, y'all can't see, so I hope you can see, is where the eggplants are at. And this is my kale. I cannot remember the variety of kale this is. Let me see if I can sit you down and figure it out. No, I just have kale. I don't know if it's the dinosaur kale or the thousand kale, head kale, whatever you call it. But I do have a Texas hibiscus over here. I planted 3 of them into this container. Hopefully, all 3 of them come up. It would be great. Now, oh, see, I'm about to kill myself. Love lady is not being safe in the garden. Ugh. Okay, so I have nothing in these 4 containers over here, and my phone is behind, so I'm just trying to see. Angela, that's good. Long as it's the birds and not nothing else chirping, because love lady gonna be up. They look pretty good. I mean, these are all turnip greens, so they look pretty good from when we transplanted them. I gave them a good watering yesterday. This over here, let me see if I can bring you closer. Since Love Lady is about to kill herself. So guys, this is my first time, so I hope you guys can see pretty good because I'm not really good at this filming stuff. Bit because I can see you can see these here. So as you can see, the pink pools, the pink pool and the blue pool. Though look, when I cut those onions tops from that frost, they bounce back so good. I mean, like good. I am loving it. I don't like to come over here when this grass is not cut. So yeah, whatever that bug was, I don't see it. I don't want to see it. He's gone. But the onions look really good, guys, from when I trimmed them up. So I'm very happy about that. I did the right thing on that, and I have these containers over here. I'm gonna try to turn you around slowly. So these 3 containers over here, I actually I don't know what's going on with. I don't want to put my hand in nothing. I was supposed to have like leeks in one, red onions in one. This one here is supposed to be garlic chives. I don't see nothing that look like a chive. And I'm not trying to take all the leaves off because I know there's 3. I said before, like all my containers are practically empty, guys. So just like a lot of you guys, I'm starting over too. I have a lot of things that I'm having to redo just like everybody else. This bed here, as you can see, that curly kale is still doing fine. That one of the turnips over there look a little ugly, but it is what it is. Turnips are tough. I have nothing And my containers here. Oh, I just put y'all all up in them. So I gotta fill those back up and deciding what I'm gonna fill it up with. I mean, I'm at a total rehaul of everything, everything. And spring break is like the time for me to do anything that I'm gonna do because sorry, 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 sorry. I don't know if this make you dizzy. Woo. So yeah, I love my pools, but when I'm thinking right now, like the walk space, the space that I'm working with, although sometimes it looks like it's a lot, it's really not a lot of workspace. So I'm trying to make look. I'm scared of bugs. I tell y'all that all the time, and I'm trying to make sure my pathway is clear for me to get in and get out, get in and get out. That's the only way that I'm gonna be able to go into my space and not be so stressed. In your space, you're not supposed to be stressed, when you're there. But because I am scared of bugs, that is my stressor in the garden. I'm getting better at some things, but bugs, I just don't see that happening anytime soon. So I'm trying to make sure that the space that I'm creating for myself is what I feel comfortable in so I can continuously grow because I love growing my vegetables. I love, being able to go right outside to get the things that I want. The pools, I don't know what I'm going to put in all of them. I have one I emptied out. So I don't know what I'm going to do. The onions are going to stay in the pool. My first thing I thought about doing was growing my potatoes in it. And I really, really, really thought about that. And I was like, man, I wonder if it'll work. But I don't feel like it'll be deep enough for my potatoes. Now, someone, I think a while back, like, ooh, maybe a year ago, um, I have to find that video, said they grew theirs in a pool and they had a decent success. But I don't know, and for me, that means it's going to have to be on the ground. And I just don't want any. I'm dealing with the onions on the ground. Them pools are heavy. Once you fill them up, they're heavy. They're not easy to move. They're not easy to lift. They're just as heavy as those beds out there, guys. So yeah, got to be careful with that. Missy, I mean, look, I'm chicken, and visually looking at something is one thing, but me having to physically remove it or have to put my hands in it and it's a bug, that just don't work for me. Kudos for everybody that can deal with the bugs. I don't care. Just because you don't like bugs don't mean you don't need to be gardening. You find a way. And that's what I do. I find a way. But my goals for that area, and my husband keeps saying, no, don't do that, don't do that. But he don't get it. He don't go out there and have to deal with what I have to deal with. He can stomach certain bugs better than I can. That whole area, I want to pebble it up. I want to driveway rock it, meaning not cement, but I want to lay those tarps and lay nothing but rocks over it, so I don't have no weeds, no nothing growing up in there. Because when he don't feel like cutting the yard or weed eating that area, that's like aesthetically looks so ugly to me, and then I feel unsafe in my own space because I'm scared of bugs. When the little grass brush against my leg, I'm always thinking something is on me. I don't want to have to feel and be all right. Hi, 2.5 acres. I miss you. I haven't seen you in a while. I gotta catch up on some videos, man. Look, look, Angela. I feel you, but it's a mental thing now. I know they're out there, so that's the thing. I know they're out there, and in my mind, is that they're ready to attack me. You know, and somebody's like, them bugs not worrying about you. Well, whatever. In my mind, they worried about me. So yeah, but I'm really trying my best throughout the springtime is to do as much as I can out here in my garden because all last summer I was building projects, and I said to myself, I did not want to have to build a project in the summer. If it's something I'm building, let it be something small that I don't have to be on for a whole week at a time because it's hot. So right now, what I'm looking to do is do, like I said, do as much as I can, whatever, redecorating, and I'm trying to get it to where I don't have to continuously do that. I want to get it into an area, to everything into an area that I want to keep it there because those beds are not easy to move. Now that big one, it can never be moved. It can't. And I think even if I move it and get land, that one is probably going to have to stay because that wood is not like the wood that I built my other beds with. Whenever you get that the store raised beds or the store elevated raised bed, believe it or not, that wood is not too good. So that's what made me start building my own beds because I'm like, I paid $80 in a room sale for that first bed I ever got. I have a video of it. I was so happy my husband bought it for my birthday, and it broke within, it wasn't even 6 months, I don't think. So the minute we moved it over out here to this side, from the front to this side, it crumbled the second time we moved it. And of course it did have soil. Well, I ain't gonna say we moved it. He tried to move it by himself. Yeah, I'm throwing him under the bus because he did that. But luckily, I took it upon myself to start building my own beds, and I built those first two beds that said in the far back for about $68, $70 for two beds. They was bigger, much stronger. Right, everything. No, that ain't extra garden love, because see, that's where I'm at right now. Thank you, Homestead Aquarius, for coming through. I appreciate it. I'm catching up on some of these comments, guys. Squirrels? What squirrels? Garden State? Oh, you to my homestead. Okay. Homestead, I had my coffee already. Yes, everyone needs to start a I think everyone needs to start a garden. You'll see in one of my videos that's coming out pretty soon. I don't know if it's coming out tonight or what, but it's one of my motivational talks video. Everyone have their own reasoning for starting their garden, and it's gonna change. Mine's changed. My initial reasoning was for health. I wanted to stay on my health journey and make sure I was growing organically, things that was going to be healthy for me, things that I didn't have to waste because I don't eat salad as fast as probably some other people. And I really need to eat a lot of leafy stuff, and just going to the store to get that stuff. That stuff is, it gets expensive when you don't eat it fast enough and it goes to waste. So, I don't know how. I think someone in my health group was talking about them having a garden, and that was back in 20. I think it was early 2018, and I thought about it, and I'm like, man, that is a good idea. So I kind of started thinking about, like, looking up what can I grow, and let me think about the things that I'm supposed to be eating on. So I was thinking and thinking and thinking, and I was like, okay. So then I kind of said, where can you find these seeds at? And I ain't gonna lie, I thought I was gonna just knock it out the park that first year, and I didn't. And it wasn't that for the lack of attempt, but I didn't know when to start nothing. I didn't know what was the best thing to grow it in, what kind of water system you need. I just thought, put it in some soil and it's gonna grow and you're gonna be fine. But I realized it was more to that. So that first time around, I think it was like in May. I think I tried to start between March and May, and I made a big boo boo. I made I made a lot of mistakes, and I was like, okay, love that it don't like to fail. So okay, I took that one as a loss because I really just went out there on a whim. So I really start kind of watching like different YouTube people, like how do you start a garden? How do you grow lettuce? How do you grow this? How do you grow that? And even before I even attempted to restart, I just started. I took like a month or two to kind of like really research on what I needed to do in order to successfully grow something. I tried the radish thing, and the radish actually did not grow. The first thing I can honestly say that grew for me was basil. So that lets you know that it was closer in the summer months when I had some success. I didn't even know. I'm like, what is that little lonely thing over there growing? I hadn't seen the spinach grow. I was researching and stuff. I started learning a little bit more, and I'm still a beginner gardener. It's so much I have to learn and study. So I just take my time, and every day, every time I plant something, I get better and better. Um, my first successful planting tomatoes was last summer. Not necessarily last summer, last spring, when I first grew my first cherry tomatoes. And I was like a kid in a candy store, like, what? You know, I'm gonna have something. I did the dance and everything. So basil was the first thing that I successfully grew. And then tomatoes, I can recall I did have like carrots, not carrots. Well, I did do good with carrots, red cabbage, green cabbage, my cauliflower. I started seeing things growing, but the seasons was changing. And you got to think, I'm not even thinking about the season stuff. I'm just thinking about something that's growing. And the thing was, it was the perfect time of the year for it to grow. So it, like that first year or a year and a half, I mean, I had a lot of trial and error, a lot of success and fail. And some things I still grew out of season, but they still had success. That's only because Texas weather is so jacked up. you can have you could be all the way into December and you still have 80 degrees, 90 degrees weather here. And that's crazy. And then some years it could be as early as October that your first frost come in when it's supposed to be November. So you just really never know. So a lot of times I just say, you know what? I'm just gonna drop the seed, and if it happens, it happens. Now, I can honestly say my most success came from an actual seed and not a start. I was very leery of starts, and still is, because I didn't grow it from that seed. So I tried my hand at it, and I will say, certain ones did very well. But that's when I was in the front of my trailer in those first two beds, and Man, I kept saying something is eating on my stuff. And I never forgot, I was in there digging up something or getting ready to harvest something or whatever it was. And I seen that big old white worm thing. That was it. That I was done with anything in the ground. I can't do it. So elevated raised beds, containers, pools, anything that wasn't in the ground was for me. So guys, you know, but my reasoning for it changed from healthy to to being self-sustained and self-sufficient in, and just being able to eat. So you have to just, I don't know, it's pretty much, you got to find your way, your why on why you're gonna garden, and the pros and cons. Just them, they may not see the benefit of it, but you do have a lot of single people. It really will benefit because it's just them, and they can grow what they want, just enough. They could probably do a patio garden and be fine. They could just, that's all the space that they need. But when you're feeding your family, and yes, it's just me and my husband, but I still have my son that I help. Food is like, she not worried about it. So I haven't. I learned that it really wasn't. It's not a lot at all, because think about it. When you have when you grow greens, hypothetically, no, it's not hypothetical. You're gonna need a lot of greens to fill that pot up. That's why when greens, and I never just cook collard greens by themselves. Now, not that I don't like collard greens by themselves, but because I know it takes a lot to make a pot of greens. They cook down so fast, just like spinach. Spinach, you need a lot unless you only using it for like your salads, for your pizzas, just or blending it in something. You need a lot, just as much spinach as you do greens. Cabbage, you can get by with planting you about 6 to 8, and get you a nice little uh, meal off of one cabbage. But I'm not planting that many right now. After I lost that, I'm just gonna plant a little bit that'll survive. That donkey just did or something over there. Anyway, what else? I love harvesting carrots. Carrots are so fun. It just take a long time. I love carrots. Carrots was one of my great success, I would say, as a beginner gardener. I didn't have as much success with lettuce in the ground. My success from growing a decent amount of lettuce where I can actually eat came from when I started my lettuce in a bowl. Because I don't eat that much, and I kept saying, how can I still have lettuce and it don't go to waste? And again, I seen it on someone's video, maybe a little over a year ago, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna try that, and I did. And guess what? I found my niche on how I'm gonna grow my lettuce. It's in a bowl. That's less space I have to have it in the garden. I can keep it in the house or outside, and I can grow it all year long. So that's why, if you notice, when I say I'm growing lettuce in a bowl, um, that's why I grow lettuce in a bowl. I really don't do much outside. The lettuce that died, I didn't eat not one piece of that lettuce. The frost even killed the lettuce. So yeah, guys, it's a pretty day. I just decided to just do a live, um, because I'm not gonna be doing too many. If you ever notice, I batch put out videos because when I go to work, it's real hard for me to just mentally um, do a video and be, because I have deleted maybe like 10 different videos that I had stored, and I was like, nobody want to hear that. Oh, it's been too long. That's old. Da, da, da. So while school is in, I mean, I do videos, but it's not as many. They don't come out as much. I try to get one out every week or every 2 weeks. But when I'm off and I have time, only way I can get 2 or 3 videos out is that I'm filming that whole weekend in order to get them out. And it's just because of schooling. And I said this here during the summer that once school started, that my video put out was going to drop a lot, because last summer I was just putting out videos, and I still have enough videos for people to go back and watch, and be okay with it. You're free to do that, and you're free to start from now. That's okay too. But of everything that costs or we have to do at school, and this year, you guys know, has been crazy from the pandemic. I mean, really, like since the pandemic hit, it's been crazy. So going back to work through the pandemic, with the pandemic still happening, it's been really, really weird for those of us that's in education. You having your mask on all day, you still have in-person kids, remote kids. And my classroom was remote, is remote, but I still have to step out of my classroom to assist other classrooms, other teachers, and do other things that is needed of me, from my superiors. So it's stressful, because I was the first one reportedly at my school to come down with that virus. And I was like, oh my gosh, like really. And I was freaked out. I was scared. I didn't know what to expect. And then from there, those numbers kept coming and kept coming and kept coming. The crazy part about it is when I got checked, and me and one of the twins, we was the one end up with it. Everybody around us that had to be tested or whatever, everybody said that they didn't have it. And I'm saying to myself, bull crap, somebody gave us, we got it somewhere. We too just didn't get it. Her house was good, my house was good. It was just us two. Her twin sister didn't get it. Then you thinking about us being at school, and then everybody saying that they didn't get it, they didn't have it. And it makes you, like really nervous, like something's not right. But shortly after, once we got back, and everybody had to be quarantined with us, well, not with us in our home, but because we was around them, they ended up the cases just started coming. And we never shut down. Our school never shut down. We have had other schools to shut down, but we haven't. So now you got to think, I got this mess, I'm good now, no one around me said they have it. So how safe am I now? You hear, you good, you shouldn't be able to get them more. That's a bull crap, because you can get the flu again, you can get the cold again, you can get pneumonia again. Bull crap. But the scariest thing is, like, when everyone tell you that they was good, and you and the twin, you and your you got it, and it's like, okay, so, but they just singled us out. The virus just singled us out. This is crazy. But what I will tell you is that up in it, the videos will be sporadic. Like when you see them, I mean, I kind of was able to do one video and chop it up, or a day of filming, something of that sort, because my schedule is so busy and I'd be so tired. And you would think, with me being an empty nester, that I wouldn't be, but I'm still a wife. I still have responsibilities. So I have to, sometimes I have to kind of like dial back and make sure I'm focusing on babe. Um, I'm still a grandmother. So, it's times where I want to get my grandkids, but I can't, because my house is not safe enough due to the fact I got all this gardening stuff everywhere, or canning stuff, or you name it. Man, whew, the list goes on. And then your mental, your psyche is just screwed up, because you don't want to go into the stores. You barely want to go to work, because this virus is just going around. You don't know where people been. And you're trying to protect yourself, you're trying to be safe, but you still have to go to get necessities. And my husband work around other people as well, and you don't know where they been. And it is just, it's a lot. Then the weather went bad, got really bad for the first time in forever. And it's just so much. It's so much. So sometimes I don't know what to talk about. Sometimes when I get on those videos, I just start just talking about everything, because it's like I don't do lives anymore. I'm always supporting other people's lives, or just doing what they do, because it's like I be trying to mentally decompress from my day's work. So I said it in the video before. You have to know your work schedule. You have to know what kind of time you have available to invest in your garden, and that's what I'm trying to be mindful of myself. Is that don't try to overdo yourself, because you still have other commitments that you have to be responsible for. You have to be engaged in, and right now, unfortunately, work do come first. And I try to make sure whatever I have in my garden for that season, that I don't have to put 100% care into, because sometimes my schedule get really, really wacky. This is my spring break, but I have chores I have to do to help out someone else. Make sure they're good. So if it's not the twins, it's the grandbabies. Not the grandbabies, it's Ray, which that's my son is visually impaired. You know, then again, the fact that I'm a wife and I have responsibilities as a wife. So it's a lot of things that comes with that. But today was about just sitting out here, just enjoying this weather, seeing what I can do, what I can't do, and just trying to knock out some of those gardening projects while I can. Because again, before you know it, Sunday will be here. Technically, Saturday and Sunday is supposed to rain. So I know, hi, Mr. James. So our landlord, you better come over here and do our gravel, our driveway. But anyway, guys, so I'm gonna get ready to get off of here, because I know I've probably been on here forever. And just get ready for any upcoming Monday Night Lives that's going to be coming through soon. And I appreciate everyone that came out, that tuned into this live, and also for the ones that may or may not make it this far through the replay. Um, I still have a lot of things to do, just like everyone else. A lot of planning and a lot of decision makings to do what's going to be next, as far as what's going to get out here and what's not. So anyway, you guys, if you don't have any questions, I thank you again. And I'm going to get rambling live. That's what it is, a rambling live. So I hope I get to see you guys on one of your videos. I'm going to end it. Have a good day. Let me see how I can end this live.